what is it that we have to think about when the time comes for having that important conversation with our loved ones, that nursing home versus being home, and what the goods and the bads could be for your loved one, or what they may think about the whole thing. I kind of put this together, my scratchy handwriting. But 5 reasons home versus nursing home. The first one is familiarity and comfort. Being at home gives people such comfort and joy and happiness because there's so many memories in that house, the chips on the wall, or something they can remember and look back on. We used to have a house that the people before us had put their children's height, but it was in wood, so you couldn't really see it with the pencil unless you really looked at it. But it was something like that familiarity, that comfort of knowing something that you had there in that house and you always remember it, that just gives comfort and joy. Especially if people have memory issues, it really helps people thrive better at home than in a facility. The second one is independence. Being able to be independent and make your own choices is huge, having that autonomy. Not being treated like a child, not having feel like some people have felt like, I'm in an institution, I can't do this, I have to have my lights out at a certain time. I've seen videos where elderly loved ones are in a nursing home and they're just sitting there watching the eclipse from their window, and a nurse or a facility worker comes in and says, "Lights out, Joe." And he's like, "But I want to watch the eclipse." And she's like, "But you have to get your lights out. You need to get into bed. It's bedtime." And that heartbreaking feeling of you're 80, 90 years old, and just to think about that you're being treated so poorly, or it's just so sad that they're not allowing you to do something that you really want to do. And you feel like, the institution rules are just very unfair for certain people, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. It makes you angry, frustrated, depressed, and you don't always want to bother your family with it. That's even the hardest part. The third one is better safety and care versus unknown people and monitoring and scheduling. Home is where the heart is. It's where your loved ones are. And it's nice to have somebody come in, like friends, family, neighbors, churchgoers, different people that, your loved one knows. So they have that familiarity at the house. And it's not like Joe Schmo from down the street that maybe mom's never met, and now mom needs a bath, or she needs help getting her pajamas on, or getting tucked into bed because you have an emergency. And having people just that are familiar and that can help your mom get taken care of because maybe an emergency came up. It's so important to just have that. And you can't always be there when it's a nursing home. You can't always tell them what to do at the nursing home because they have their own rules, their own times that they eat meals, their own scheduling, and you have to abide by those rules and those schedules. The next one is the cost and value. I was talking to a neighbor of mine because she's thinking about going to a nursing home, and she was saying that a couple years ago, a good friend of hers went to the nursing home and it was $16,000 for the month. And sometimes you get things that maybe, playing tennis or going out for this day or going out for that day on the medical transport, bingo days. And sometimes there's things that you don't want that is coupled into or integrated into your nursing home that you're paying for. So there's a lot of things. And when you're home, you get to do what you want. You get to say what meals you like, what's your favorite this, what's your favorite that. And you can just have what you want to have. You're still free to make your own choices and have that without the stress of somebody telling you lights out at 7 p.m. Also, home care does matter. It's not just when you're in a nursing home, you're kind of struggling to keep in touch with mom or dad, or maybe they're out doing something with maybe somebody, or out to breakfast or lunch in the nursing home and you can't get a hold of them, or it's being in the nursing home, it's care from afar, and you want to be more hands-on. You want to help mom, even if you're not there every day because you have a job, but you at least have her home or a dad at home. You know what's going on and you're talking to him all the time. There's no limitations. Mom says, "Hey, call me every day at 7:00, where in a facility you may not be able to have those options because you can't have somebody calling you at 9:00 at night, even if it's 9:00 or something. But there's all the rules and the regulations. So you have to really look deep into these 5 things to see maybe what mom and dad want. I know with my dad said, "I would rather die out in the woods or shoot myself." I mean, that was pretty traumatic for me to hear. But dad was like, "I'm not going. I will be kicking and screaming. I will die before that happens." And so in my eyes, I was like, I will work 10 jobs. I don't care. I will never put my dad in a facility. And sometimes it just gets really to the point of where it gets to the point of where maybe some people have to go into a facility. But if you can keep mom or dad as happy as possible, independent as possible, safe as possible, making their own decisions, giving them their dignity, their independence, that is what life is all about. Creating more memories because now they're home and you get to join in and enjoy the company as well as they get to enjoy your company. You guys, I hope this was helpful. I hope that you like this. If you did, hit like, comment, and maybe join my station or my channel. Take care. Have a great day.